Merry Christmas from Jean Home Decor and more. Of course, I'm Jean. Merry Christmas Eve. So it's about 11:45, guys, and I'm kind of combining this video. This is a foodie haul because I went to HEB yesterday, not myself, my husband and I. We went to HEB, we went to Sam's Club and Walmart. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I am going to be fixing today. They're out in the garage putting together a bicycle for my grandson. That's my son that just walked by. So I'm going to show you what we picked up at HEB. Okay? So the first thing that we picked up, and this is really what I went there for because I rarely ever do this. I don't even know when I did this last, but I have a beef ribeye roast. It was $39.02, and I got this from HEB. Now, my mom used to make the best rib roast, so I'm gonna see if I can replicate that. I do remember some things that she used to do. So I'm gonna sit this out, I'm gonna let it rest, then I'm gonna make a coating on it. First I'm gonna put some butter on it, season it up, put a coating on it, then I'm gonna sear it, let it rest, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. I think that's how my mom used to do it, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna poke holes in it with my fork, use some garlic, salt and pepper, and plenty of butter. And I think that should be pretty good. So we're gonna put that in the oven slow on about 325, maybe 300. On that part I might check for a recipe just to see, because I don't really do a lot of beef. I can't even remember when the last time I did beef, and I know that they say if you haven't made something in a long time, or if you haven't made it, don't do it on a holiday. I'm not one of those people, because I feel like this. I'm gonna use what I recall from what my mom did, and I'm gonna combine that with the recipe, so I'm sure this bad boy is gonna turn out nice, and it's gonna turn out nice because I spent $40 for it, roughly. So I'm gonna work on that. Okay, so that's one thing that I did. And so the other thing is that now, guys, look, I'm cheating because I cooked at Thanksgiving. And so today, I just don't want to knock myself out. I want to try to enjoy this Christmas Eve. I just got finished watching the 68888, excellent, phenomenal movie. I took African American history in college, and in high school. I don't know why we didn't learn about these ladies. Now, I knew about the women in World War II, sewing uniforms, mending, making uniforms for the soldiers. Never knew anything about the male. Okay? Phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it. The next thing, I'm all over the place. Bear with me. Next thing I got, went to Sam's Club. I'm jumping a little bit. I got this mac and cheese. This was $9.30. That's what that looks like. And because I don't eat a lot of mac and cheese because it's fattening, but the grands and my son will eat it. So that's why I didn't buy a whole lot. And I have this shirt on because it's kind of too big and I can cook in it. If it gets messed up, it's okay. I'm not gonna cook in my good clothes. The other thing that we got from the HEB, we got some mussels. So we'll have mussels and marinara sauce, which is good. So we have a little surf and turf going on. Then the other thing that we got the mussels from the HEB. Then the other thing we got is some wild West Coast flounder fillets. So he has a fryer outside that we fried the turkey in. So this is $28.22. I think the mussels were like about 20-some dollars. So we got the mussels and the flounder at HEB. And the reason why we got those from HEB is because we went to like Plano to get this the roast and the fish, because their meat selection, they actually have like a butcher there. So their meat selection and their seafood selection is much better than Kroger or Tom Thumb. See, like that's what I was saying before. Unless you're going to Whole Foods, they don't have a Wegmans here in Texas. So unless you're going to Whole Foods, Wegmans, which they don't have here, or HEB, I mean, you have to go there because these other stores just can't compete when it comes to this type of stuff. So let me keep going. So then while we were at the HEB, we got some coleslaw to have with the fish. And I'm at a little bit of a distance, so hope y'all can see me. And then when we went to Sam's Club, the other thing I got was, ooh, look at this, guys. Red velvet cheesecake. So that was yummy. I forgot how much this cost. I want to say this is probably about $11. Don't quote me there, but I think that's what it was. And then out in my garage, I have 4 bags of fresh green beans that I have to, pop the ends off. We call them pop them. I have to pop them string beans. So I have 4 bags of fresh green beans that I have. And then I have some, hold on. And then at the HEB, I got some yellow potatoes. So we're gonna have a roast. I would say this is more traditional. So we're gonna have a roast. We'll have mashed potatoes and green beans. I have a cherry pie. Let me see if I can show you that. And we got this from the HEB, as you can see, cherry pie. And this was $13.98. So this should be pretty good. So we have ice cream here. I didn't get any whipped cream this time, so we have ice cream here. So I would say this is pretty much a traditional Christmas dinner. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you all have the merriest of Christmases. So one more thing I wanted to share with you before I get started, and I don't want to forget this. This Foodie grocery haul was supposed to be yesterday, but I was out running around. This has been so busy for me this Christmas season, as I'm sure it is for you guys. So the host for this collaboration, Foodie grocery haul, is the Grace Life DIY Home Decor, and her other channel is Simply Grace Lifestyle. We have Debbie Bubbles and Jazzy Green. Okay, so, and myself. So I just wanted to make sure that I let you know who are the hosts of this collaboration. Please stop by these ladies' channels for some totally awesome content. You will not be sorry that you did that. Okay, so let me get started. I'm gonna start off with the roast first, and then I'll move over to the potatoes because I don't know, like it's 12 o'clock. So I'm making this dinner tonight because tomorrow I guess we'll go over to my daughter's. But like we just do a little Christmas Eve dinner. And then tomorrow we can just have leftovers. Everybody can just relax. Is that what you guys do? Drop a comment in the box below and just let me know, how do you guys celebrate your holiday? Like if you're cooking, hosting, or you're just entertaining your family and friends, let me know what y'all do. Okay, I'm just curious. I want to see how you living. Okay, all right. Here are the ingredients that I will be using for my beef ribeye roast. Now, it doesn't call for meat tenderizer, but I'm going to add a little bit because I know, if I recall correctly, my mom used to do this. So this is what I'm going to be using to season up my ribeye roast. Okay, keep watching. Okay guys, so you see I have my gloves on because many of you who watch my channel, y'all know, I don't know, it's just me. I don't like to touch no kind of raw meat. I just don't. No raw fish. I don't want to touch no raw meat, fish, anything. So, I got my gloves on. So we're gonna rinse this off real good. And just put this in here. Okay, so what we don't want to do, I cut off a little excess fat. I cut off a little bit of excess fat. What we don't want to do is cut too much off because this is where all your flavor is. Okay, so this is a bone-in ribeye roast. And if you get bone-in, that keeps a lot of the flavor in the roast. So you don't want to cut too much fat off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, look, we're going to put some holes in this bad boy. Okay, so we have several holes in this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt a cup of butter, and I'm going to blend the butter and the garlic. I'm gonna chop this garlic up and I'm gonna blend it all together. So I'll bring you back for that. Okay, so I can take my gloves off now. So as you can see here, I have 6 nice big pieces of garlic, which I am going to, chop up. I'm gonna melt this butter. So let's do that. So let me start chopping up my garlic. Make sure we don't have any skin from the garlic on here. And I did tell you that we're melting a cup of butter, and then I'm going to blend that. Now, I don't know how this recipe, I am doing a recipe, and like I said, this is some of the stuff my mom did as well. That they have you blending the garlic and butter together. But I'm going to put my seasoning down on here first, I think. Let me just see how I want to do this. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so I already screwed up, guys. You're supposed to start this off in a preheated oven. I had already put my oven on 300 because I thought that's what I recall my mom doing it, but I'm trying to blend my remembrance of what my mother did with a recipe. So this recipe calls for starting this off in a preheated oven for about 20 minutes. So what I did was I turned my oven off. So I'm going to start off. Ooh, y'all look at this. This smells so good. So I'm going to start off by nice and garlicky. So I'm going to start off by rubbing this, getting this all nice and rubbed on here. Okay, now I still have some left. So, you know, I'm using, my mom just used regular salt, okay? I didn't have sea salt, so I'm using kosher salt. Some pepper. Y'all, this smells so good. I love to smell butter and garlic. Now, I'm going to use this buttery steakhouse seasoning. Of course, this is new. My mom never used this, but I'm going to try it. And I'm going to use a little meat tenderizer for just in case. Now again, remember, if you're doing a beef ribeye roast, maybe if you're not doing it for Christmas, of course, because it is Christmas Eve, but if you're doing one for New Year's, make sure you bake it, you know, roast it with the fat side up, because that's the flavor that's going to permeate through the meat. Okay, so I have that on. And I'll add a little bit more. Okay, now what I think I'm gonna do is what I always do. I'm gonna use a little paprika. The recipe doesn't call for it. I can't recall if my mom did it, but I'm gonna use it. Maybe it'll make it nice and brown on top. Okay, so y'all, that's already starting to look pretty. That's already starting to look pretty. So let me take you off the ring so you can see it. All right, so here we are. So I'm going to put this bad boy in the oven and roast it, because it should be preheated now for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to turn it up to 325. Keep watching. All right, guys, the crew is back in the house. They're back in here looking for something to eat. And so she's in the oven now, and I'm going to leave her in there on 325 for about an hour and a half. So I'll bring you back later. Here are my green beans, and now I'm going to start on my mashed potatoes. I've mashed my potatoes up, so we're pretty much ready. I'm gonna make a little gravy, guys, and that's it. So we have the mashed potatoes. We have fresh green beans with pimento. All right, guys, here is my ribeye beef right out of the oven. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? That looks good. So we're gonna let her rest. And we have our beef ribeye roast. So hopefully I will not forget to plate this for you guys. All right, thank you so much for watching to this point. I really do appreciate it. Guys, if you like this type of video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. You can join the family of friends of Jean Home Decor and more, my jeans. Okay, so I'm going to plate it when we're ready to eat dinner. Merry Christmas. Here's the reveal. So we have ribeye roast, mashed potatoes, and green beans with pimentos. Thanks for watching. Bon appetit. Chef's kiss. Mwah.